Hi guys, today I want to show you an easy technique to get some interesting pads, ambiances, all that background stuff we hear a lot in the pro tracks and really make a difference between amateur and pro composition. So let's dive in. Alright, so we are working with the beat that I did in one of the previous tutorials. The link will be available at the top of the screen. So I've prepared few samples. First is this guy, then this guy, this guy, and this guy. And today I will show you how to work with them based on the plugin called PaulXStretch. So here is the PaulXStretch newest version. It's available over here, sonosaurus.com website. You can download it for free. And there is a tutorial. If you click here, this tutorial, there is a guy who explains every settings really clearly, so I highly recommend this. So for the purpose of creating pads and ambiances, we need some samples because this VST is like a sample based. It needs some sample to fit in. Core idea is to stretch the samples, yeah? And when we stretch some samples, let's take the first sample in. Sorry. We need to I've set it so play when the host is running, but I need to like play it here. So and enter the host. Are we already getting some stretch version? Let me turn the volume on. Yeah, there are different settings of this VST. The main one is the stretch amount, like how much we would like it to stretch our original sample. And I found it works well, like on those quite high, I would say 10 to 20 or even 30. If you really want to go for something ambient, you can go for 30 or 40 or whatever. Yeah, even like 150. And then if we decrease the FFT, we'll get those greedy tones. If we increase the FFT, we'll get those, yeah, more like ambient kind of smearing tones. And then there is this cool loop, tonal noise preserve. So if we want less noise, we need to like add this, a bit of noise. You can then play with shifting the frequency, shifting the pitch, so 3 semitones. And let's put it into context. Maybe let's lower it down. Yeah, so we would basically try different loop and see what works. Let's see how this works on the... We can set a loop here. Yeah, pretty well. We can try different bits. Well, let's try this melody. Yeah, pretty drastic at this point. Let's give it a higher stretch. Let's leave it as it is. I found them to be quite well working just as I put the sample and play with the bass, with these bass settings of stretch amount and FFT size. And sometimes if I hear a lot of noise which I don't like, I add this. That pretty much works for me. If this sound is not in tune, I'll just play with those, frequency shift or pitch shift. And that's pretty much it. There is some crazy, more advanced stuff you can do, but then I would point you to the YouTube tutorial I showed you previously. I've made few examples before and hear how they sound. I like it. Yeah, from the vocal. Works pretty good. And then I have this one bass, which is from the melody, and I've added some effects, so without effects. Not so bad in my opinion, though it's kind of greedy. It has its own rhythm in my... Not bad. Oh, I've added the compressor already here. Yeah. So then I've added a bit of reverb, auto filter, so we can filter those frequencies, and with an LFO, so LFO will change the frequency of the filter, a bit of phaser, and a redux with LFO. So basically to get those additional tones, I would just add redux, and the sample raised is linked to LFO, dry wet a bit. So there is like a bit of movement on it. Oh, them two together didn't sound... I think they made a super nice pad. So PaulXStretch, super nice tool to get those pads, ambiances, nice background sounds. Pretty easy, pretty creative as well, because it depends on you what kind of sample you choose, what do you sample. You can sample yourself, you can sample the environment you're in, and it will make your backgrounds, pad ambiances really unique to you. So I think this is the most important when we create music, to make it our own. So I hope this was helpful, and if it has, there is a link in the description to the repeat arrangement, a mini course I did, when I will show you how to arrange your track in less than 2 hours. It's super informative, super useful, and you will support my work.